Television reality shows have a lot to answer for. Endless wannabes revealing their appalling behaviour on the telly and then wondering why they plummet back into obscurity when the cameras turn off. There is, however, the occasional highlight.
Don't you treat me bad, don't you make me sad. Our love could be deep as the ocean. If you can't be true, I got news for you. Just remember I can be poison.
Oh, I remember that song. Well, can you believe it's just shy of 10 years since Katie Underwood wore that purple catsuit? Since then, a lot has happened, and Katie joins us now to fill us in.
Morning, Katie.
Good morning, good morning.
Can you believe it's been 10 years?
In a way, yes, but then sometimes no. It really does seem a lifetime away, but yet some people will still come up to me and say, oh, I used to watch that show all the time. I'm like, honey, it's been 10 years. Oh, but I used to love it.
Yeah.
So it's funny. So I guess it just depends what context you're in.
What happened? What happened to the band?
I guess for me, my departure was based on, I guess, being selfish and deciding that I needed to start putting my own career before the group. So, I had an opportunity to leave to do Hair the Musical, which ironically never ended up coming about. But fast forwarding a year from there, and I was, on TV with Channel 7 and then releasing a dance single. So it worked out well for me.
How hard is it in a band like that rises out of a television reality show? How hard is it to have any kind of control over where you're going? Because it was huge, wasn't it?
It was. We were massive. I mean, at the peak of the television show, we were pulling in 2.5 million viewers, which even today is still a huge audience. Album went double platinum, so huge figures all over. But I think with any band, the most difficult thing, and you would be able to back this up as well, it's hard to keep the internal politics together. And we were told very early on the key to keeping this group solid is if you keep tight with each other, like family, like sisters, then you'll be able to survive anything. But as soon as that starts to crumble, it's all over.
And especially in that situation, because it's not like you were friends who had come together, you were put together, weren't you?
Exactly. And look, we made ourselves friends. We took the time to bond, and you can't do that many hours and work that hard and not develop a bond. And it's a bond that we still have. I mean, I've just come off working with Tiffany Wood in a musical, Valentino, and caught up with Sally. She came to one of the shows in Sydney. So we'll always have that connection. But, like anything, it's hard to be under that amount of pressure for that long and not fray at the edges from time to time. So.
Perhaps since you're in touch with the other girls, we'll see you in yet another purple catsuit.
Oh, look, I'd like to think so. I miss the latex, but it died a natural death a few years ago. So,
your career seems to me, reading your background, your career seems to be based really in jazz and swing. I mean, there's been, dance and pop as well, but you're back to jazz and swing also.
I am, and it's coming full circle for me. I was actually in a band with a guy called Charlie Rook, who used to be in The Sharp.
They were a great band.
They were a fantastic band.
A three-piece Melbourne band. They were a fantastic band.
He was, I first saw them play in Adelaide, and they were all wearing black skivvies. It was 40 degrees. I'm like, that's commitment to their style, I really respected that as performers. I'm like, I don't know how you guys are doing it, but you look hot. But anyway, fast forward years later, and he actually became one of my first musical mentors and helped me build up a jazz repertoire of about 40, 50 songs. And we just started to get regular gigs in Melbourne. And then I heard about this pop stars thing. And I said, look, Charlie, we had a regular Sunday gig in Brunswick at the time. I said, won't be able to make it in next week. I've got to go to Sydney to do this audition for this show. Look, I'll be back. It'll be fine. Went, did the audition, came back, and he said, how did you go? Oh, yeah, good. 2 weeks later, I said, Charlie, we'd been working together for 6 months solid, getting this band together. I said, got some good news and bad news. The bad news is I can't be in the band anymore. The good news is I'm going to Sydney. I'm in this group called Bardo. It's like, right. I'm very happy for you, but we've just wasted the last 9 months. But I'll owe to him my passion for jazz and swing, because he helped me really discover that I just love singing that style of music. And now, almost 10 years later, I've come back to it.
What's different about it?
It just sits so well with me. I think, pop and dance is very entertaining, but it's also very... The audience can be very fickle. Whereas with jazz and swing, there's a subtlety, there's a sensuality, there's a...
People who love it love it.
There's a beauty to it, and it's emotional, it's real, and it's elegant. I think, if you compare the proliferation of R&B and pop, the the analogy in fashion would be, you know, R&B is a girl in a bikini, but jazz and swing is an evening dress. You know, and it's this understated glamour and beauty about it. And as far as singing that kind of music, there's more room to move vocally. There's more room with performing with a live band to improvise. And, you know, with the band, if you're really getting into the vibe of a song, you can say to the band, okay, yeah, we'll go around one more time and, you know, throw to solos. And there's just more room to move. Whereas with pop, it's a lot of backing tracks and you're very limited.
And you liked the live performing as well, because did you not get to do much of that with Bardot? And obviously
near.
With dance,
Well, it's
not as much.
It's
Nowhere near
live
as much.
vocal backing tracks generally, wasn't it?
That's right. And it's just, again, there's not really any room to move. That if you're feeling a little bit adventurous one day, you can't, because, you know, the chorus is coming in or the next verse is coming. There's just, you can't say to the band, oh, I want to keep improing on this. There's a vibe, you know, the audience is getting into it. Like you're locked into 3 minutes 15 and that's it, it's all over. Whereas with the band, it's just great. Like, we're doing a great version of Gloria Gaynor's I Will Survive, and it's just ripping it up. I'm having a ball.
So that version that you're currently doing, that is in this performance you're doing now, which is called Swing Both Ways?
Yeah, Swing Both Ways.
That's not an acrobatic thing or a sexual experimentation or anything like that?
No, swing can mean a lot of things, but in this case it's swing in the jazz sense, at a place called Priscilla'S on Commercial Road in South Yarra. So a friend of mine, Mitch, runs the bar. I've known him for years. He's been a big supporter of mine, and we got to talking late last year about doing something. And he's got it's not a big place, but it's a beautiful venue. They've got a lovely little stage at the back. And I said, what do you do here on a Wednesday night? He's like, well, not much. They have drag shows on other nights. I said, how about giving me the Wednesday for a couple of months? I want to bring jazz into Commercial Road and bring it to an audience that perhaps haven't been exposed to it, and give myself a chance to get back into the live scene. So I've been loving it.
Before we go, we have to talk about this. This is the After the Fire. How did this come about?
This is another project. I got a call from a guy called Peter from Salt Studios in Melbourne about putting together a bushfire relief CD. Obviously, a lot of people have done a lot to get behind the cause. And he wanted to pull together a bunch of local Melbourne artists. So we've got Joe Camilleri, Renee Gayer, the Androids, Brian Mannix, Brian Cannon from Pseudo Echo. Lots of really talented, respectable musicians who came on board with some original numbers. And the premise was that it was acoustic. We only had 3-day turnaround in the recording studio. He said, right, you've all just got an hour.
Gee.
Come in, guitar, vocals, that's it.
Wow.
I said, look, if we want to keep it acoustic, can I bring in a double bass and keys? And I'm like, yep, sure. So we had double bass, keys, guitar and vocal for mine. And I'd actually just written an original track a week before I got the call. And it was a kind of an uplifting song called Every Moment, and I thought it was perfect for, you know, post-bushfires. So that's just come out. It's available through the Vinnie's website, St Vincent de Paul in Victoria, and also JB Hi-Fi distributing as well.
Terrific. Good on you. Katie, lovely to have you on.
Thank you for having me.
All the best to you.
Thank you.